let things hurt me. I really do. Like, I let things hurt me, and it's hurt me a lot that she laughed at me. You know, when I said, I love you and let me be here for you, she laughed.
Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so very much for clicking on today's video. Over the weekend, the Teen Mom OG cast got together to do their reunion for this past season. And what kind of reunion would it be if there wasn't some drama? As some of you may recall, last year, Mackenzie McKee made some highly uneducated and insensitive statements that offended a lot of people. Afterwards, however, Mackenzie did seem to publicly put in the work to educate herself on why what she said was super uneducated. She even went as far as doing Zoom calls with Color of Change and reached out to people personally to apologize. One of these people was former cast member Cheyenne, who is also the only Black woman on the cast. Now, we as the viewers did not know much about this conversation other than the fact that Mackenzie had personally reached out to Cheyenne to apologize, and that Cheyenne had taken time out of her day to further educate Mackenzie. As far as we knew, everything was peachy keen, the girls were all getting along, and everything was fine. This past weekend, when they filmed the reunion, Mackenzie was under the understanding that all the ladies were going to be filming solo due to COVID, and that they were going to edit all the ladies in for a group photo shoot. So imagine her surprise when she gets home, she gets off the plane after traveling and working all day, and the first thing she sees on social media is this post from Macy Bookout. And the caption reads, "I take great friends over nice things any day. Hashtag sisters forever. Hashtag TMOG family." She even went as far as tagging all of the ladies in the post, all except for Mackenzie. Of course, Mackenzie was like really confused and she didn't know what was going on, so she hopped onto an Instagram live and this is what she had to say.
You know, many of you know about the humiliating mistake I made that I was extremely sorry about, and I wish more than anything I wouldn't have brought one of the girls on the show, Cheyenne, into it, because it wasn't her mistake and she shouldn't have had to carry that burden on her shoulder of being brought into it. And I really just wanted to have that conversation with her, and we did have a really good conversation, and for some reason it turned south, and I'm just not used to this. I don't have a problem with any of them. I don't have a problem with anyone. I don't like having problems with anyone. I don't know how it turned into this. So we, you know, did a phone call, and the last things I have said, just let me hold your hand. I want to support you. I want to support, like I've supported everything she has stood for. And nothing's going to change that because it's the right thing to do. But when I told, it was on a Skype, and my last words with her was, hey, I've told you I've loved you like 6 times and you haven't said anything back. And she laughed. She laughed. And that hurt. And I let things hurt me. I really do. Like, I let things hurt me. And it's hurt me a lot that she laughed at me. You know, when I said, I love you and let me be here for you, she laughed. And so the reunion's been coming up, and I knew I was going to be near. To do was say sorry. And it's just so weird to me to have a problem with someone, because I'm like, I don't feel like it's necessary. Like, I don't feel like there's a reason to have a problem. Like, obviously there's been conflicts in the Teen Mom groups, and I honestly feel awful because the Teen Mom OGs have been really close, and it's like I come in and the first time I met everyone, it was great, and then that happened, and it's like I feel like it could be resolved really easy if we just like had a conversation. But I don't know, just being laughed at, just it hurt. So I've kind of stood back, and God was like, you know, one day God was like, I just think you need to grow up and stop thinking about your own feelings. She's hurt. Like, you know, you really did some damage. with your word mix up. And I will always be sorry for that. And so I'm like, you know what, before I see all the girls, I'm gonna say sorry. Like, I'm just going to tell her, I've been really selfish thinking about how bad you laughing at me when I said I loved you hurt me, and I don't want to think about my feelings. I want to think about your feelings. And I just said, I'm sorry, and I hope you can forgive me. And so this was the time before I flew out to LA, and she read it and she unfollowed me on Twitter. And so I was like, okay, that really bothered her, but you did not say sorry to get a review. You said sorry because God told you to. Your mom was telling you to, and it was the right thing to do. And so I just, the whole plane ride there, I could see that she read it and unfollowed me. And so I'm like, I guess I've never experienced something like this, so I don't understand it. So it's just like, okay, Mackenzie, you said sorry, and you need to continue to be kind. And it's been very clear, like on Twitter, when we are told to tweet about the show, I always say good things about her. Obviously, she has, the cutest kids in the world, and I always am tweeting about her and all the other girls and trying to be super supportive. And I go, and MTV texted me and said, hey, we're doing things a little different. You're actually not going to come on set. So basically, they were telling me, we're just going to do you solo. And when I showed up, everyone was gone. They were like, yeah, all the girls filmed all day and we're doing it different. I kind of thought, maybe it's because of COVID. But I just went with it. And so in all my photo shoots and my photos, like I did a photo shoot on the couch. And they said, we're editing all of you guys in on the couch together. So just like eat popcorn and, be fun. And I'm like, okay. And it was just really weird. And I asked them like, why, like if it was because like, did me saying sorry bother her so much where she demanded I was not in these photos? And they just wouldn't answer. And then I get off the plane and she posts a photo. And I was told by MTV, this has nothing to do with MTV. They did not do anything with all the girls together. I'm not singled out. It's not that way. It's just being done different. And I get off the plane and it was like, you might as well have slapped me in the face when I got 100 messages of people screenshotting Cheyenne not only posting a photo of all 4 girls, but her saying my favorites. And I know, I hate, like, no one can hurt my feelings because I hurt my own feelings. Like, I hate that I'm a wreck over this. I hate that I'm sad. I hate that it really hurts me that I was not only lied to, but because I said sorry, this had to happen. I don't know. Like, I don't know what, it's just, and then all the girls are posting, all the photos and the videos that I was lied to about. Not by them. And everyone was asking why I wasn't in the photo. So I said, well, I think it's because Cheyenne hates me. Like, I don't know what the reason was, but I know the schedule changed as soon as I said sorry to her. The schedule changed where I'm not a part of anything. And I'm confused. I'm lost. And then now Macy's mad at me and posting stuff. So I don't understand. I don't know what else to tell you guys because everyone's asking what the story is. And that's basically it. I have shown Cheyenne love and support, and I've tried so hard, and I don't get it.
On Macy's post, fans were really concerned because Mackenzie wasn't in the photo, and they were asking questions in the comments saying, hey, where's Mackenzie? Why is she not in this picture? Is she okay? And Mackenzie actually responded stating, Shy hates me, so I did it solo. They are editing me in. Now, this really rubbed Macy the wrong way, and she did respond back to Mackenzie saying, with all due respect, Mackenzie, there is no editing on my Instagram page. And if we're going to call things out, then we can start right now. As far as I'm concerned, you're far too worried about how you're portrayed to people than you are on how you treat people. If you prefer, we can continue this conversation elsewhere. If not, I won't take offense to you unfollowing me. Next time you want to say something that starts a conversation, please don't delete it. So after I seen this, I was like, oh my goodness, because Macy never says anything unless there's a good reason to, and things just really were not adding up with what Mackenzie was stating on her Instagram live. So shortly after both Macy and Mackenzie said something on social media, Cheyenne jumped on her Instagram as well, and she put this on her Instagram story. I'm not an MTV producer. I don't call the shots, but if you feel the need to keep bullying me over things that haven't happened to make yourself feel seen, be my guest. You have an odd fixation on me. Your rendition of how things happen are beyond delusional, and I wish you would focus on yourself and leave me alone. I have done my best to keep this off social media for months, but at this point, I have to tell my side of what happened. After Mackenzie's color comment came out, she asked to call me, and I told her no problem. We had a conversation that she continued to put her foot in her mouth, explaining that she knew nothing about segregation and how Black people were referred to as colored where she was from. I took my time to teach a history lesson that I did not have to. It is not my responsibility to teach you. But since I was the only Black cast member on the show, she felt like she needed to call me and explain. After an hour-long conversation, she thanked me for even talking to her because she said her husband thought I was going to be one of those angry Black women. They were surprised that I took the call and took the time to explain to her why the term is beyond incorrect. She apologized to me, and I explained she did not need to apologize to me. You can't hurt me because I know my history. I am not your colored. Later, it was presented if I would get on a Zoom call with her while she talked to Color of Change so they could in fact give her another history lesson. We did the Zoom, she barely spoke, and at the end, she repeatedly said, I love you. No, I didn't say it back because I don't know you. When I say I love you to someone, I mean it. No, I did not laugh at her. I actually explained to her that it was just not a term that I threw around. That's not what I was taught. At the last reunion, when she addressed the situation, they also had me address the situation, and it was edited out. They also edited out Mackenzie having to be coached over and over again on what to say as she continued to say uneducated, ignorant, and extremely naive comments. Every answer she gave, she brought me into it, to the point that they stopped filming, got her back on the phone with Color of Change again to explain how she was in the wrong again. None of this has been shown. Watching her film her segment showed how after all of the calls and history lessons she received, she still just doesn't get it. She was upset that she even had to apologize or mention the quote-unquote Black situation. Fast forward to the live she did addressing everything because she was upset when the reunion aired at how they edited it, even though they made her look her best. She continued to force this false narrative and playing the victim, bringing my name up again, when I had nothing to do with this situation other than the fact that I am the Black cast member that you brought into your mess. I haven't spoken on the situation because I clearly see she needs help and I shouldn't have to explain myself. Once again, tonight she has made herself the victim when in fact she still can't take a second to see what she has done. You continue to paint yourself to be extremely loving and apologetic when you're not. You are exhaustingly ignorant, and if they showed what actually happened at the last reunion, people would understand when I would rather prefer to not be subjected to your presence. This angry Black woman would like to be left alone now. Thanks. After Cheyenne shared this to her Instagram story, Mackenzie went MIA and ended up deleting her Instagram and her Twitter. But that did not stop her from speaking her mind over on TikTok. In my personal opinion, I do not think anyone is upset with Mackenzie because of the statement she made. We are all human. We're all still learning and growing, and we're going to make mistakes. What matters is that you're learning from those mistakes, you're growing, and you're educating yourself. The issue seems to be that no matter how much education Mackenzie gets, she isn't learning anything or growing from this. She continues to make these same mistakes, and she continues saying things that are very offensive to others, which makes it look like all she really cares about is what the public perceives her as, but she's not really willing to put in the work. I also agree that Cheyenne has every right not to want to film with Mackenzie at this time, and she should not have to answer or explain herself to anybody. And I just love seeing how all of the moms are being so supportive and being there, having Shy's back on this, because it really is one of those situations where it's not about the mistake Mackenzie made. It's about the fact that she refuses to learn and grow. The one thing that does kind of piss me off about this whole situation is the way that MTV handled it. They should have been transparent with Mackenzie from the very beginning and just let her know exactly what was the problem. I personally feel like they did this on purpose to escalate a situation for their own benefit so that people would view the reunion, watch the new season coming up. You cannot convince me that they did not know the girls were going to share their pictures on social media and that Mackenzie was going to see it. They knew this was going to escalate. They knew it was going to cause drama. And what does drama do? Sell. Views have been at an all-time low for all the Teen Mom shows for the past couple of seasons. So of course they're going to do whatever they got to do to make them views go up. Because at the end of the day, all they truly care about is all that money, honey. What do you guys think? Do you believe that MTV should let Mackenzie go from the show, or should MTV be giving her even more resources to educate herself? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. If you like this video and you want more content like this, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing before you go, and tapping the bell for post notifications. That way you're notified every single time I upload. I appreciate you guys to the moon and stars. And until the next time, mwah. Bye guys.